love in the future, I raise my glass in the hopes that the loves that I have will last, as if life were more like it should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This ceremony that you are about to witness is an Army wreath-laying ceremony to be conducted by 232nd Field Artillery Vietnam veterans. It is requested that everyone remain silent and standing during this ceremony. All military personnel in uniform will render the hand salute, and it is appropriate for all others to place their right hand over their heart upon the command of present arms. Thank you.
You can't have words when you go to Arlington, because you back in history from when we were formed in the United States, and we've seen things from Kennedy to whoever, every president we had, and where they're buried, and so Arlington was a very good trip.
That's the first time I've been there. Been in it, I've been by it. First time I've seen a change of a guard, and if you haven't seen that before, that's something you'll never forget. It's like you'll never forget where you was when Elvis died. You'll never forget where you was. Of course, you're too young for that, but you'll never forget where you was when J.F. Kennedy died. And I'll never forget Arlington Cemetery today. I'll have that right there with me too the rest of my life.
Over the period of time, I think this make my third time coming, and I really look forward to coming back. But it's just such a great and a pretty thing to see. And yet it still is so tragic too when you look back and see that you lost so many people, lost their lives for the freedom of this country.
There's a bonding, and you'll never see another bonding between like Vietnam War to Afghanistan, Iraq, and stuff like that, because we had a phrase there in Vietnam saying, "I got your back." And when you look into a person's eyes, you can tell that he's combat or not. And there's many times a stranger, the infantry guy comes up and see him aspiring, and they'll say, "Hey, I got your back." That means split second that he's going to give his life to save your life.
We've had, as I said, 8 reunions, and each one of them has brought more and more people back to this organization and renewed friendships and made new friendships. And I think it's very important for us. I think it's very important for the people that come to these reunions, and I think that for the long term, it's healthy for us to be able to make these exchanges.
One time I was in a motor pool goofing off like a GI would do, and Bob never did hardly ever give anybody push-ups. The old thing, and they used to be in the Army, drop and give me 10, drop and give me 10. So we was down there one day, and I was goofing off doing something. I don't remember exact details of it, but anyway, they was all laughing. He said, "Give me 10, Willie." And I said, "Which hand, sir?" He said, 1 or 10 with each would be fine. And they all had a big joke out of that, laughing. And I did too. I laughed about it. I didn't care. But it's just stuff like that you remember, you know. So it's one of them things. You may not want to go through it again, but you're not sorry you went through it the first time.
The other day, I have a motion right here in this one because we went to the wall the other day, and walking down the wall, we put 34 pictures of our 2nd and 32nd unit that we lost in battle. So and they had a plaque and a rose, and we did a salute as we went down the wall.
You try not to show emotion, but it is emotional no matter what.
That's right.
And you just have to just kind of clamp down and not talk to anybody at that moment until you get over it.
Present! Oh!
And as I stand in one place, there was my lieutenant that I served with over in Nam, and I asked him about two men that I wanted their names so bad because for the last 35 years, this has been haunting me forever. I said, who was in our fire direction center? And he just happened to say, Jerry, we just put the plaque down there. That's this man and that man. Well, that answered the question for me because the day after we got overrun, these pictures, I happened to put their bodies in a body bag and never forget the thought of that cold flesh. And it's been bothering me all this time, and I finally found their names. So yesterday was really emotional setup for me.
I feel like going over there was part of what I had to do. When I came back, I just want somebody to welcome me back home. But majority of the time, wherever you went, people treated you like you had did something wrong.
So I drove all the way home, and I got into the yard, ran into the house, and I said to my father, he was kind of shocked that I just ran in the door, because he never expected me to come home. And I says, can you go pay the cab driver? And he went out, and he paid him, and he came in, and the first thing he said to me was, take that uniform. And he told me, put it away, and don't tell anybody where you came from. And I was baffled because I had no idea what he was talking about. And in 1966, we didn't know that they were having all these problems in the States. And from that point on, I've never told anyone until about 2000 that I even was in the Vietnam War.
I'll say God bless every veteran anywhere, especially Vietnam, because we suffered the most on the return. Our country denied us and stuff. And that hurts really worse than anything.
I came home and I was real quiet. And my grandfather was World War I. My grandfathers were World War I. My dad was World War II, and my uncle was Korean War. Anyway, my grandfather came home with a can of beer, 2 cans of beer, and he wanted to settle down. And he says, we got to talk. And he noticed I was real quiet. I said, well, okay, what are we going to discuss about? And he said, war. And he told me about his things in World War I. And then I told him about things that happened in World War II. And it seems like that we were alike, except that the only thing that changed was the weapons, the enemy, and the time. And that's what pulled me on now. And then from that point on, I decided that I had to get a reunion.
I am very proud to be with the Proud Americans. I'm very proud and honored to have reunions like this and show up. And if there's more guys out there that they need to come, because it's time to get out of the shell.
I'm just living day by day, and I'm proud to be in the Proud Americans. And today was a big honor for me because I was one of the old guys that put the wreath out at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And yesterday, I was the one that read the names on the plaques at the wall. They were presented with the roses.
It's just a wonderful feeling to be with these guys that we've shared so much. And truly, you can talk to other people about your experiences in Vietnam, but it's not the same. These people understand. They've been there themselves. They've got their own experiences. So when you tell them something, it means something that totally different than it would be for me coming from somebody who's never been in Vietnam. It's hard to say that you could never understand what really happened over there, but that's pretty much the truth. You can't.
Every 2 years we put on a reunion and we find new people. And these guys got stories to tell. They want to tell it like it is. And what we're doing is showing them respect. We're opening the front doors for them to come to our reunions and everything. Anytime. I think that's about what it is. I love them so much. I don't care who they are. If I don't even know if I know them or not. But it's just the idea. Welcome home, brother. Come on in. This is your house too. We're going to have a good time.